Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe down below to become part of my PJ squad, which is always awesome. And as always, comment down below what you guys would like to see next, or if you just want to hop down there and say hello, I'll be answering as many comments as I can. So today I'm reviewing Potcha slimes. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. And I purchased 3 slimes. You will see that the shipping took quite a while. I do want to say that this did come from Canada, so that is partly why. For extras, I got this slime care card and a sand puff care card because, spoiler alert, I did purchase a sand puff. And I also got some candy in this bag. And I also got an alcohol wipe, which I will show you, but I thought it was such a cool concept. I've never actually seen somebody send these before, but that's awesome because it keeps your workspace and your hands clean from debris when you play with slime. I will say I didn't like the inconsistency with the containers or the labels. They were all pretty different from each other, especially the containers. The one on the left is a clear screw top, this one is a dome screw top, and then the last one was just a clear lid that you just get to take off. But that's just my personal opinion. I didn't like it, but I think that they were all very pretty anyways. Starting off, we have brown butter miso gelato, which is based off of a dessert that the slime shop owner likes to have, and I thought that was so cool. I also loved the little description that each slime has, so that was a nice way to get to know what the slime is about. And I loved the two-tone color in this one. The lighter color is more of a tan, and then the other color is a light brown, which I think work very well together. I haven't tried this dessert before, but it sounds so good, and the way they described the scent sounded so delicious, so I did have to try this one. Also, it's a cloud cream texture. You guys know I like my cloud creams, especially when they're such unique textures. And this one was made from Korean glue, which I do believe I've never tried, so it was a nice experience. The texture to me felt in between an icy and a cloud cream. It had the slight wetness and the sizzles that an icy has, but the rest of it felt like a cloud cream to me, which I actually really liked because the icy slime sizzles are just so satisfying to me. So for that to be incorporated into a cloud cream slime is awesome. I did have to activate it just a little bit, but it did come from Canada and it took quite a while to get to me, so I was completely expecting this to be a lot more melted, so I only had to activate it just slightly. I loved how easily this slime inflated, and when it didn't have any tackiness to it, which I love because tackiness can be so annoying, so it was awesome that it didn't have any. And the scent combo on this one was absolutely perfect. It smelled like brown sugar, it smelled like butter, and it had a hint of something soy sauce-ish. So I think it smelled like super on par with how it was described, and I loved how realistic it smelled. There's not much else to say about this slime, but I did thoroughly enjoy, so it is going to get 5 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is called 7,000 Island Beaches. It's based off of the islands in the Philippines, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And I also love this blue color. It is so unique. And the little add-ins in here look like rocks. Now, I've seen Rotom slimes have this, and I've always wanted to try it, but I didn't even realize that I purchased this texture until I got it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is the texture I've been wanting to try. So I don't really know the name of what's added into this, but if you hear it, it has the best sizzles. I don't think there's a competition anymore with what has the best sizzles because this blows everything out of the water. And honestly, it has some of the best ASMR. This slime also came with a baggie of seashell females and a little starfish charm. which I did my best to move like all the rock looking things to one side to make it look more like a beach, but I kind of failed, so A for effort, I guess. Whatever these little rock things are in it are so weird in texture because they look and kind of feel like they should be hard, almost like a rock, but you can squish them into smaller pieces in your hands or your fingers, so it's really interesting. That being said, I did think this would have really satisfying bubble pops, but to be honest, they were the exact opposite. I could inflate this a lot and even put it into a swirl and everything, and once I squished it, there were zero to maybe a few bubble pops in it, but that was about it. This is definitely more for squishing in between your hands or folding or just pushing on it. It's that type of slime, not really for bubble pops, which did surprise me quite a lot. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the scent. It was scented like pineapple, but it wasn't very strong, which you guys know I do really like strong scenting slimes. And I think I've gotten a little too used to complex smelling slimes that have multiple types of scents in them. So this one was a little disheartening to me, but I did still enjoy it. Besides the scent, I did enjoy everything about this one, and I definitely wish I had a bigger size. And I also need to find where these bead things come from because I really want to use them. I also thought it was really cool that the blue color turns more milky the more you've played with it. So this one also gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. And lastly, we have the sand puff, which is called Iba, and it's based off of the black sand beaches of Iba, which I think is beautiful. And I was also super intrigued by the scent, which you guys will hear about in a little bit. This slime comes with gold glitters, seashell phemos, and a starfish charm. And I also love this black color. I know that black slimes are just not something that's usually done very often because they tend to leave a lot of residue on your hands. So it is so good to see a black slime, and I think it looks exactly like volcanic ash, which is partly of what it's based on, which it is so, so cool. If you ever try a sand puff, I would definitely not recommend it for everybody. It definitely takes some patience because when you first start playing with it, it's crumbly and a little dry, but once you start working with it, it becomes more fluffy and stretchy, and I promise it's worth it. This texture reminds me of an overpacked snow fizz, but like softer and crunchier at the same time. It's so hard to describe, but I think it feels amazing. You will see that the phemos and the sprinkles didn't really want to stay in the slime very well, but that's perfectly understandable because this is kind of more of a crumbly texture, so I'm not going to take off for it, but I did want to mention it. So the scent on this one is really cool because it's scented like campfire, coconut, and sunblock. I don't really smell the latter two as much as I do the campfire one. That one just pulls through a lot more, but I do smell all of them. It smells kind of coconutty, kind of sweet, but definitely like incense and kind of like ash. It fits perfectly. I love the scent of this one, and I haven't smelled anything like it, so it's kind of weird, but it is awesome. I definitely have to get used to this type of texture, but once I do, I think I'm going to really like these, and I'm going to be really tempted to get more because they're just so satisfying to squish. So this one does get 5 out of 5 pajamas. If you're willing to be patient with a slime, I highly, highly recommend getting one of these. But with that, that is the end of my review. If you want to see clips of these, whether it be mixing or just ASMR where I don't speak, I do periodically upload them on my TikTok, which is linked in the description of every video. But other than that, I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.